been more than 2 years since the Blendon Township officers shot and killed 21-year-old Takaya Young in a Kroger parking lot. Grubb faces involuntary manslaughter and felonious assault charges in the death of Young and her unborn child in August of 2023.
There's only one verdict here, ladies and gentlemen, and that is that our client, ladies and gentlemen, is not guilty.
The defense attorney said in his closing that no one gets shot for shoplifting. Ladies and gentlemen, Takaya Young did.
And we have breaking news. A jury has acquitted a former Ohio police officer who shot and killed a pregnant woman in a confrontation over alleged shoplifting. The 21-year-old was accused of shoplifting when Officer Connor Grubb approached her car. He says her car then rolled towards him and he shot in self-defense.
We, the jury, upon our oaths of law and evidence in this case, find the defendant not guilty of involuntary manslaughter.
You know, it's heartbreaking. I mean, I think we all felt that emotion in real time, and that was the culmination of what they have dealt with for over 2 years. The heartbreak of knowing what happened initially and believing for years that justice would be served, and just understanding how hard it is to convict a police officer in this country.
This verdict reaffirms what we have been saying from day one. This incident was tragic, but it was preventable. Had Miss Young followed officers' instructions, had she would have obeyed the commands, she likely would not have escalated this situation.
The family members of Takaya Young and her unborn child deserved to have a jury hear the evidence in this case and make a determination as to whether or not the defendant, the officer in this case, his use of deadly force was justified or was it not. And their verdict today spoke to that. They've made their decision, and whether or not the state agrees with it is irrelevant.
A man doused a woman with gasoline and set her on fire aboard a Chicago L train, leaving her in critical condition. The suspect, Lawrence Reed, has now been charged with a federal terrorism offense. The attack has been described by the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Illinois, Andrew S. Boutros, as barbaric.
The surveillance video is difficult to watch and is very disturbing.
According to authorities, Reed boarded a Blue Line train near Chicago's Clark Lake Station just before 9 p.m. The train car surveillance footage shows Reed approaching the victim from behind, removing the cap from a plastic bottle filled with gasoline and pouring it over her head and body. When the woman tried to fight Reed off and escape, he chased her and ignited the bottle of gasoline in his hand and set the victim on fire. The woman tried to extinguish the flames by rolling on the ground before she was able to exit the train when it stopped at Clark and Lake Street. She collapsed on the platform, where people rushed to help her while Reed exited the train and walked away from the scene. Reed, who was arrested on November 18, has a criminal history dating back to at least 2017.
Lawrence Reed had no business being on the streets given his violent criminal history and his pending criminal cases. Reed had plenty of second chances by the criminal justice system, and as a result, you have an innocent victim in the hospital fighting for her life.
This was a standard call for service. This is the everyday call, the eviction, the regular duties that our deputies bravely do every day in and out. Today, Deputy Terri Mashkow, 25 years of service, 47 years old, gave her life for this community. While they were in the entryway, having just made entry into the home, Mr. Halberstam retrieved a weapon and he began indiscriminately firing at our deputies on scene. I can tell you that our team will feel this forever. Terri was an amazing deputy. She had a beautiful heart, and she will be missed.
We got a female shot right here, y'all. 2 teenagers shot downtown on State Street. It's one right here on the ground. It's a female. And then over here by the Chicago Theater, they have a male shot over here. It's a teenager. This is the teen trend, y'all. Come in this live, share this live, and check on y'all kids. These kids was wilding out all up and down State Street, right after the tree lighting trend. There's another teen shot over here on this corner. The male shot right here on the corner. Check y'all kids, man. Check on y'all kids. Right in front of the Chicago Theater, State and I think this is Randolph. So they bringing in the stretcher now for the male. Prayers up, y'all. This is sad, bro. This is what we was trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all know these kids is coming downtown to these trends. Why do y'all let them do that? Knowing what they do down here. Now we got 2 kids shot.
The cause of death now revealed in the case of that 18-year-old girl whose body was carried off a Carnival cruise ship. Authorities say she died of mechanical asphyxiation. Court filings indicate a step-sibling could be under scrutiny.
A source briefed on this investigation is now telling us that Kepner died by asphyxiation, as you said, likely from what's known as a bar hold, which could be something like an arm being held across the neck.
In an unrelated custody dispute, Anna's stepmother calling Anna's stepbrother, who's a minor, a suspect in Anna's death. Anna's stepbrother has not been arrested or charged with a crime. Attorneys for both of the stepbrothers' parents did not respond to ABC's request for comment.